Today, we're going to take a tour of one of our very favorite resorts at Walt Disney World, Pop Century Resort. Let's go. Pop Century Resort is in the value category of resorts at Walt Disney World. The theming of this resort celebrates the fads of the 1950s through the 1990s, and they do that with various catchphrases, toys, dances, fashion, etc. It is located in the ESPN Wide World of Sports area at Walt Disney World, which does put it physically close to the ESPN Wide World of Sports building. If you happen to be coming for a Run Disney race, they are physically located near each other, which could be convenient. It is also located right across the water from Art of Animation Resort. Originally, that was going to be an extension of Pop Century and cover more decades before Disney decided to retheme it and make it Art of Animation. When you first arrive at Pop Century Resort, you will be at the Classic Hall main building. As you enter the front doors, you will be greeted by the front desk. If you happen to do online check-in beforehand, you may get to skip this step on arrival day, but obviously they can help you with lots of things throughout your trip. Just beyond the front desk is the Everything Pop area, which includes the Everything Pop shop. They have lots of basics as well as souvenirs that you can pick up. And then there's the Everything Pop food court. If you happen to want to get a refillable mug, this is where you would do that. And they also have mobile ordering available here. Within the same building is the Fast Forward Arcade and some basic amenities like ATM machine, as well as a fuel rod station where you can buy or exchange fuel rods. Located near the front door of the building is Bell Services. If you get packages delivered, this might be where they come and you can pick them up or have them delivered to your room. They are also happy to hold your luggage for you. As we exit the main building to go explore the resort, we will encounter the Petals Pool Bar and the Hippy Dippy Pool, which are well themed because they are located in the 60s section of the resort. There are two other pools as well. The bowling pool, which is shaped like a bowling pin, is in the 50s area, and the computer pool is located between the 80s and 90s buildings. All of these pools have 24-hour laundry service facilities if you need them during your trip. Now let's look around at the buildings themselves. They do represent different decades from the 50s to the 90s, and to do that, they have over-the-top statues and decorations, including Roger Rabbit, Big Wheels, and beloved childhood toys like Play-Doh and a Rubik's Cube. When you book a room at Pop Century Resort, you will have a choice between standard or preferred rooms. They are the same rooms. The location is what is different. The preferred rooms are going to be in the buildings closest to the main building, with the standard rooms being a bit further out. Within these rooms, there is a king bed option, or the more common, which is the queen bed and the queen size table pull down bed. The old version of these rooms had full-size beds and more outdated decor. The updated version of these rooms has the comfy queen beds and that table option, as well as a lot of storage underneath the bed, in the drawers, in the hooks, in the storage shelves in the bathroom area, all throughout. They do lack specific theming for this resort, which is one of our frustrations with this design, but it is a good use of space. If you plan on spending some time at the resorts, there are some fun things to keep you busy, including the playground, which is located near the 70s section, running trails that take you around Hourglass Lake, and activities that are listed on the recreation schedule, including nightly movies that are located at the Hippy Dippy Pool. Let's talk Pop Century transportation, which is kind of a fun topic because there are a few different methods here that you can use. One is the buses, which we have always enjoyed here because they are direct. So once you get on the bus at your resort, it is going to take you to your destination without sharing with the other resorts, which saves a lot of time coming and going. That has always been the case. But now we also have the Skyliner, which is another great option. And not only does it connect you to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but it gives you access to Caribbean Beach Resort and Riviera Resort, including the very popular Topolino's restaurant that has a character breakfast. So having lots of options from a value resort makes it a huge benefit to have that system. In addition, you can walk to and from Art of Animation. which is super handy if you happen to want to eat at their food court or take their bus home from a park. Maybe the Art of Animation bus comes before the Pop Century bus. You can board it and then walk across to the resort to return to your room. If you have your own car, it is $15 a day for self-parking. You can also use rideshare from here. And when you use rideshare, you can specify the location that you want to be picked up or dropped off. We just like using the main building to keep it simple. What about our thoughts on Pop Century Resort overall? I'm going to start with a couple of cons before moving on to the things that make us like it so much. The issues that we have run into at Pop Century Resort include spotty cell phone service and Wi-Fi connection. So if you are relying on data or any kind of internet access, it might not be as reliable as you hope. So you should know that ahead of time. The resort also can be very noisy because it is large and there are a lot of families that stay there. It also is very spread out, as the value resorts often are. They are large, and depending on where your room is, you may end up doing a lot of internal walking. To get around this issue, we used to recommend the preferred rooms because they put you closest to the main building and the buses, and that's still true. But if your priority is a Skyliner, the preferred rooms may not be your best bet. My overall best suggestion is to define your priorities and make a booking or room request based on that so that you can maximize your chances of being as close to the things that matter. Now, on the upside, Pop Century Resort is affordable. It has fun theming, those direct buses that take you where you're going without sharing with other resorts, the ability to have access to Art of Animation, including their food court and their buses if you need to, as well as the new Skyliner system. With all of those being in the pro column for Pop Century Resort, we think it is the best bang for the buck in all of Disney World.